Hello, I'm Sudarshana Starshine Star. Welcome to my channel. I'm so happy that you're here with me on this beautiful Sunday. It's February 9th and it's 2025. I like to begin all of my clips with the three opening prayers. They're in Sanskrit and Telugu, and yes, they are short. It's the Guru Mantra, the Ganesha Mantra, and the Gayatri Mantra. And this is to bless, protect, inspire, and uplift you, me, and this clip. Om, 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 Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam, Tasmahi Sri Guru Vena Namaha. Om Suklam Bharataram Vishnum Sashivarnam Chatubhujam Prasanavaranam Dhyaye Sarva Vigno Prashantaye. Om Bhur Suvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhago Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti, Shanti. All right, wonderful. Well, I am going to, wait, excuse me for 1 second. Okay, I'm going to start off with a great quote from, it was on the day before, from Wall Street Apes on X, a blue checkmark account, and I really like Wall Street Apes. Okay, more USAID corruption exposed. Samantha Power was sworn in as administrator of USAID on May 3rd, 2021. Her financial disclosure filed in January 2021 showed her assets were estimated at $6.7 million to $16.5 million. Today, in 2024, her net worth is estimated at up to $30 million. How does a government job multiply wealth like that? Her salary at USAID was $180,000 annually. Samantha Power is a administrator that is now fired from her position. Samantha Powell is a far leaning left individual. She's on national TV complaining about the good work she has done. What work is that? Laundering her money? And that was the end of that quote, but I wanted to say, looking at this picture of it should be called Sam Powell, because obviously Samantha is a Baphomet, as is found commonly among our political class and satanic elites and ruling class, a form of Satan called Baphomet, which you've seen if you look at any church of Satan. You see a goat head, the goat head of Mendes, with the female breasts and an erect male phallus, with hand gestures pointing, 2 fingers pointing up, 2 fingers pointing down, which Aleister Crowley made very well known as above, so below. It's how they try to, like you see with the Freemasonic, satanic, black and white checkered floors, that they try to say that good is bad, bad is good, and be very confusing. So you might as well say, well, bad is a lot more fun than good, and if there's no difference, let me just do all the bad things. It's just the mind play and just hideousness of all of that. But Baphomets look like females. They often have breast implants, or at least stuff their bras, but they keep their male undercarriage. So they're they do not remove their male undercarriage. They only reserve that for who they call the goyim, the useless eaters, we the people. They want our children to be sliced and diced and have all their parts cut off and to be mutilated and ruined for life in that manner. But for themselves, they just parade around. And there's another topic, I think I might do a whole nother little video on that, if to uncover what an Adam Kadmon is, Kadmon. So I'm not going to go into that further, but Wish I could show pictures of that too. I don't know if I'll be able to put those on YouTube or do it in the little thumbnail, but if you see what a atom cadmon is without clothing on, it is a shock. Anyway, but what I want to say about this too is, and I just have to keep underscoring this, we're in the revealing times right now. All of this stuff, we've been under a COG, a continuity of government. There's been a white hat global military alliance operation with President Trump, the white hat military. That was about the 70% of the U.S. military that was good. About 30% were satanic and had been indoctrinated, and their minds had been captured, and they were working for the dark side. But the good military, and God bless them. Really, God bless them to infinity for all they've done and are doing and will continue to do. I pranam to them. But also President Trump and the Lincoln Colonies, who you might know, you might call JFK or JFK Jr. as Kennedy. But as I've explained in previous clips, and you can check that out on my YouTube channel, it's the Dazzling of the Light, or you can just go to YouTube and type in @StarshineStar to access that. And before I forget, please also go just after this clip, or pause it and do it now. Go to my backup channel on YouTube, which is called as well, it's the Dazzling of the Light, but you have to type in Sudarshana Starshine Star 99. Please go there so that you'll be able to keep up with me in case this channel isn't around. As I explained, I hope not ad nauseum, in my last clip, about all my social medias that have been demolished over and over and over and over again, and some quite recently, which was unexpected. So I love YouTube. I love doing this channel, but please, my backup has the same name, and please go there, and so I can at least continue on with you from there. So anyway, as I've said before, this is the reveal period. All of this, the criminals, and they've already been caught. So the military operation from 2016 to 2020, from 2020 to 2024, there is a great show going on. That doesn't mean that we've won the war. That doesn't mean that the light, the good, the beautifulness of we the people fighting against the darkness, the satanic evils and all their minions. It doesn't mean we're still battling right now. So don't be complacent, because when is a rat most dangerous? Like a cornered rat that knows it's, just has nothing left to lose. That's really the position that the satanic minions are in, and maybe a few of the elites that have been allowed to be out. They're very dangerous in that position because they know they have nothing to lose, and they want to take everything down with them. So please note that. Don't be complacent. Don't be fearful. Put on the armor of God, and ask for blessings in the morning and at night for yourself and all of your beloveds, and for everyone, really. And I do pray for all souls. I pray for all types of souls in all worlds, because I want the redemption of all souls. Everything was created by Mother, Father, God, even though some souls go on the dark side, but they need prayers, and they need redemption as well. Even it might take 1,000,000 years, it might take more. I don't know. I'm not in charge of that, but I do pray for that. Okay, so going on, here's a quote from Julie Donuts, a blue checkmark account on X. She said, "You must show them. You must show them. You must show them." The public had to go through what we did for the past 4 years. So when these treasonous traitors are arrested and public military tribunals begin, we will be cheering them on. Now, I just want to make another note, interrupt Julie's post here, is that that's already happened, but it just hasn't been shown. So there are about 200,000 actors that are acting, putting on a great show for the White Hats. And this is why when you see, I think I do have to talk about this in another clip and then make it fast, because I keep saying how many of these appointees are face masks that we see. And yes, they're white hats. They're working for the good. But everyone from Elon Musk to J.D. Vance to um, Kash Patel and Tulsi Gabbard, all of these, if you look at their histories, and this is what's confused people so much, they look at the histories and you think these are people are satanic and they're on the dark side and they're funded by George Soros and they've got the WEF global leader stamp of approval like Tulsi Gabbard had with John Podesta emails that I on my now defunct socials that I did the screenshots for off of WikiLeaks, the actual official time-stamped, everything recorded emails, praising, for example, John Podesta praising Tulsi Gabbard when she was up and coming, and she was in the World Economic Forum global leaders, just the same time as Justin Trudeau, who is better known as Justin Castrudo, son of Castro. And that's just a thumbs up for the satanic elites, like putting them through the machine and giving big thumbs up, like, here are our new stars on the cabal stage. So when you look at these histories and you think, what? It doesn't make sense. Why are they being appointed by President Trump? And before I continue on with that, because that does deserve its own clip, all I have to say is you have to have eyes to see. I mean, I've shown photos on my social medias. The original J.D. Vance, who is not around any longer because he was a satanic pedophile, and he had a company called Ambrosia, which Ambrosia is another word for the ADRENO, second part of the word chrome. Put what I spelled together with chrome, ADRENO plus chrome, as well as another substance called chromochrome. That's what that term ambrosia means, and that's what the company was all about. And he also started a PayPal with the satanic Peter Thiel, and was involved with also the co-founder Reed, gosh, what was his last name, who's not around any longer either, of LinkedIn. They're all very bad beings and working for the cabal, working for the satanics against we the people, doing crimes of humanity, doing very horrible and terrible things to children and with children. That's the most important thing. So when you see that and you think, what? And J.D. Vance also, as I've shown in profile, one notable picture was when he was praying at the Western Wall in Israel. He was 5'7", 5'7", with very short little legs, like a short little pony. All right, this is not the 6'2" J.D. Vance that you see as vice president right now. This is a face mask, a white hat. It's actually an actor, and a stand-in for Junior. And if you know, you know. But at the inauguration, the recent inauguration of President Trump, which wasn't actually a full inauguration, because if you notice, President Trump did not place his hand on the Bible. He's already been inaugurated along with JFK Jr. As the 19th president of the Republic, because it's not about the corporation anymore, the U.S. corporation. The J.D. Vance in the inauguration, who was standing next to President Trump. President Trump is 6'3". Why was J.D. Vance even a couple inches taller than President Trump, even if he said, because the corrupt media recently changed that when they were all catching on that we were saying, hey, J.D. Vance was 5'7". So they scrubbed it and they said, that is not true. That is fake. He's 6'2". But the photos still are around because the internet's forever. And why was J.D. Vance even a few inches taller than President Trump in the inauguration? I mean, they're showing you, the White Hats are trying to get people to wake up, like, look at this, pay attention. And it's all for the good. But they had to do it this way. So anyway, let me continue with Julie's post. Trump's first term, the people were not ready, nor did they see and feel the outrageous corruption. You must show them now, daily. We see it. Now we are understanding just how deep and sick these people are. We haven't even been through what they did to our children yet. Boy, is that the truth. You must show them. That's so when it's all revealed, the public and the world will understand exactly why hundreds of thousands of people will be arrested, tried, and convicted or unalived. It's that bad. It's that evil. It's that diabolical. Treason, sedition, crimes against humanity, crimes against children, seditious conspiracy, money laundering. We will all be on board. There is no higher court in the land than the court of public opinion. The light is being shined. There is nowhere for them to hide. On we go, hopeful, grateful, and holding God in our hearts, minds with gratitude and praise. Justice, justice. That was a great post. Thank you, Julie. And here's a note that I put in there that Space Force collected all the data to provide evidence to the world. And sometimes you must show the people the truth in order for them to change. You can't just tell people. And haven't I learned that? Talk myself till I'm blue in the face. What does it do? You have to show people. And I'm not trying to, as my Swami would say, butter on myself, put praise on myself. But I have over 70,000 hours of deep independent research over the years that I've done, the super hard work that I've done in sleeping 2.5 hours a night for very long periods of time. I'm not talking about opinion. I'm talking about documents. I'm talking about deathbed confessionals. I'm talking about unclassified documents. I'm talking about so many videos and so many things that I've had to see that I wish I never had to look at. And I'm not talking about digital. I'm talking about analog. All right, analog. Oh, such horrible things. But I show a few people some things when they won't stop blathering, and I have to show them something. And then it's surprise, surprise, they zip their lips. Once they see that, they know it's true. Yeah, it's pretty horrible. But anyway, once more the people have ascended and understand the slaves, and once the more people have ascended and understood the slave system, they will not accept it, and things are going to change big time. And then the high frequency vibration of New Earth will fully be grounded. All right. Now, here is Mario NAWFAL, blue checkmark account on Twitter from day before. USAID rigged Brazil's elections and called it, quote, aid, end quote. USAID didn't just send aid to Brazil, it funded censorship, backed left-wing activists, and helped rig the 2022 election against Bolsonaro. Ex-State Department official Mike Benz exposed how the agency ran, quote, a holy war on censorship, end quote, targeting Bolsonaro supporter and suppressing their content online. Millions flow to NGOs, those are nonprofits, typically called non-government organizations. They're the thieving, bloody, thieving, corrupt, hideous nonprofits. They pretend to be charities, and they just grab all the money and slice up the pie and distribute it. Yep. Anyway, millions flowed to NGOs pushing leftist narratives, including the Felipe Neto Institute, which received U.S. funding, while Bolsonaro allies were deplatformed. USAID also bankrolled Amazon-based activist groups, and of course that's talking about the actual Amazon River, not the bookseller turned global everything. Activist groups financed media campaigns designed to manipulate public opinion and funneled money into Brazilian organizations that push for stricter internet regulations. This wasn't aid, it was election interference disguised as democracy promotion. USAID used America taxpayer dollars to decide Brazil's future, and it likely did similar things in many other countries, all with American taxpayer money. And we know that's the truth. And the source of that came from at Brazil, spelled BRASILPARALEO, Brasil Paralelo. Yes, and that's what we're discovering with all this USAID uncovering of the huge slush fund that is for the evils, the satanic, parasitic, and pedophilic and pedivore evils, how it's just been used to destabilize countries all over the world, to take them over and strip them of all of their assets. And I mean, if you don't live in America but you visited here, you might have wondered, you think, oh, this is the wealthiest country in the world, and why is their infrastructure crumbling? Why are their streets so torn up and pathetic, and their bridges and everything so shabby? And go to the major airports and you're like, what? I mean, you look like you're in a time freeze from the early I don't know when, just worn out carpets and rodents and just mold and terrible bathrooms and just horrible. And you're thinking, why are their airports looking like this? Because our monies have not been used for us and for our country. Very small percentage, very tiny percentage. Everything else has been stolen. And people are waking up to that now. So, U.S. Homeland Security, a blue checkmark account on X, gives an update. Bill Gates Foundation was secretly given $30 million from USAID since 2012 to push his population reduction agenda. And note, that's not actually the original Bill Gates. That's another big story. Most people that do independent research are aware of that. First of all, that Bill Gates was a biological female. I used to show his little pictures of as a little girl in his little frilly dresses with frowns on her little face, I should say, from a satanic cabal family, and was unalived in India many years ago, along with his Baphomet wife, Melinda, who's really biological male. A Baphomet, as I explained earlier in this clip. They were doing all their POLIO nonsense. I can just say giving recipes. That's the word I have to use. Giving recipes for that to all the babies and children in India. And a huge amount of unaliving occurred among that population. So some of the Indian villagers took some ropes and strung up Billy and Melinda, and they've been replaced by clones and also by doubles and face masks. So they're not around, but any face mask that was acting in that place and using all this illicit money and doing all these satanic agendas for the cabal has to face the consequences of that as well. There's crimes against humanity, which are capital crimes, and treason. Okay, so now just gonna go back to the Bill Gates thing. Just a few how the Gates Foundation received $30 million from USAID. USAID Division Gender Equality committed amount to $1,400,000 on October 2018. Grant topic: maternal, newborn, child nutrition, and HEALTH. Grantee location: Washington, D.C., United States. USAID Division Gender Equality committed amount $3 million. Date March 2011. Grant topic: discovery and transactional services. Okay. Grantee location: Washington, D.C., United States. USAID Division Global Growth and Opportunity. Date June 2011. Grant topic: water, sanitation, and hygiene. They committed amount $7,665,000, 132. USAID Division Gender Equality. Date July 2023. Grant topic: maternal, newborn, child nutrition, and HEALTH. Committed amount $900,000. So, changing topic a little bit, from Milla Joy on X, a blue checkmark account, brought up something interesting. Breaking: George Soros received $260 million from USAID. He didn't spend his own money to destroy the American justice system. He used ours. And that's what's infuriating Americans all over the place right now. The Justice Cometh on X, blue checkmark account, such a great account, yesterday posted, "Now does it make sense? The hammer is about to drop. Hello everyone, I am back from a massive suspension that TikTok gave me. I have now had 10 videos removed from sharing the truth, but I have some very exciting information to share with you all today. I want you to continue to pray and keep the faith. In the very near future, you will see a great shake and wash in Washington, D.C. There's going to be massive things happening within Congress, and the Senate that will have to be recorded by the mainstream media and will also be recorded worldwide. Mark my words and save this video. Watch the politicians, CEOs, HEALTH leaders, and world leaders in the news closely. They will all start to turn on each other and run in fear. You will watch and witness the dismantling of the New World Order agenda. A flood of information is coming. As some of you have already seen the start of this, all truth will be exposed about COVID, put that together with the number that comes after 18, and the, I call it the recipes that were given into the ARMS. That's what I have to call that. And this will discredit the CDC, the WHO, the NIH, the FDA, and the World Economic Forum, and also big PHARA, the IRS and Federal Reserve, along with the World Bank and Wall Street, or along with the World Banks and Wall Street. They will all be exposed for their illegal banking and tax schemes that have enslaved all of us. There will be a stock market crash to bring in the new system, God's system. Do not have fear. There's going to be many people removed from office at all levels of government without elections. I have been authorized to tell you that you will witness AOC removed very soon. In parentheses, I'm saying AOC has already been removed, but at least the public acknowledgement of that is what this person's talking about. You will all witness AOC removed very soon. You will witness the removal of Adam Schiff, and he will be charged with treason. You will see the removal of Kamala Harris and the fake Joe Biden, along with many others. Keep a close eye on Georgia and Arizona as well. Your government and your lives are being restored. This war is not completely finished, so do expect the deep state to attempt false FLAG events that attempt to spin media narratives. This will fail and all will be exposed. The war is already won and you will witness it firsthand. When everything is finished, you will say, "This could only have been by the hand of God Almighty. He is working to prosper you and everyone around the world. The things that you are about to see happen will impact the entire globe. Darkness will be brought to light, and justice has been and will continue to be served." Be vocal, be loud, and share this information with others as it pours out. Help wake the remaining sheep. God has put a fire in many of your hearts to be a beacon of light and truth. Continue to do this regardless of ridicule. I'm so excited and proud to be a part of this movement with you all. It is a very exciting time to be alive. You are part of the greatest revival in the history of mankind. Stay strong, patriots. We've waited far too long for this, and it's just about over. God bless you all. And I love that, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. Now, from stopworldcontrol.com at David J. Sorensen, yesterday, a little video put out, and at first I thought this was coming from Scandinavia because David was driving in a truck with farmlands in the background, a wonderful, wonderful speaker with a like a Scandinavian accent. So I thought, oh, is this from Europe? But I think he's a Scandinavian American. So anyway, he gave this great video, and I wanted to put what he said. He said, What's happening in America is so absolutely indescribable. It's so phenomenal. I feel like it's impossible to express this in words because it's just too much. It's too powerful. It's too absolutely mind-blowing. But I'm going to try to express a few things because they're so encouraging after years of seeing evil reign in the world, after these decades of horror, after seeing what the satanic elites have been doing to humanity. It is unbelievable. Beautiful to see what's happening now, how the tide is turning. It's how everything is shifting. So we all know the people pay attention. Pay attention. This is absolutely incredible. The whole world is full of crime, full of evil, mind control, corruption. You know, it's true, perversion. There's so much wickedness in this world. The United States foreign aid, the USAID, that has been funding many of the most severe works of evil around the world, they have been given not millions, not billions, but trillions of dollars. Your money. If you're in America, the tax money from the people. 300 million Americans have been funding every work of evil in the entire world through their taxes. USAID has been stealing trillions of dollars from the 300 million Americans every day of their lives to finance corruption in governments around the world. These funds were used to support the bribery of politicians in nations around the world. These funds have been used to pay for mind control operations, social engineering through social media, brainwashing. You know, all the big mainstream platforms have been funded and financed by the people of America through their tax money. That was taken by USAID and then given around the world. TERRORISM, the development of WEAPONS, then COVID, and then the number that comes after 18. Before the PANDEMIC hit, it was funded through USAID. There is a list so long of all the horror, the horrific evil, the corruption, the perversions in nations around the world. Billions of dollars have been given to promote LGBTQ, to promote the transgender insanity, to promote the normalization of pedophilia. You've been paying for it if you're in America. But it doesn't matter. In any nation of the world, it's the same. This is evidence that proves once and for all, through the mouth of Elon Musk, of President Trump, everyone who is busy exposing this are showing what so many people have known for decades. The criminals are funding their operations with our tax money. This is why President Trump is going to end the taxes. He is no longer going to rob people in America from their hard-earned money. But now he's imposing tariffs. He's imposing tariffs on the foreign entities instead of supporting foreign evil and corruption through your taxes. Now Trump is going to let you keep your money to fulfill your dreams. And he's going to take the money of the foreign nations to empower America. Guys, this is turnaround. So powerful, so great. And then he continues on saying, this is effectively bleeding dry many of the most vast international criminal schemes, networks, structures, operations of so many different aspects. The child sex trafficking, the destruction of the family, drug dealing, terrorism, perversion, money laundering, the twisted education system, mind control, brainwashing, media, bribery of politicians, care, corruption. It's all coming to an end. Woo! Yeah. It's all being cut off by President Trump. No more will America support worldwide operations of evil. There are people who say that Trump is bad. I'm like, you need to go see a psychiatrist because you're insane. Trump is literally bleeding dry all the operations of evil around the world. This is historic, epic. I'm at a loss for words to try to convey so that you can catch the fire of what's happening in America and in our world. And this is going to happen in every nation worldwide. It's starting in America, it's going to be worldwide. We are experiencing the transition from darkness to light, from evil to good. This is it. This is what humanity has been waiting for forever. And I agree to infinity and beyond with that. Yes. I'm saying that, not Mr. Sorensen. I like this. Mr. Red Pills, Joe QAMY on X said, my man said Elon Musk found the devil's checkbook and it possibly has been paying money for the CHEM trails also. Yeah, it definitely has. And he recommended to go check out at EL of SONJESS on X. And I haven't checked that out yet, but I will. Because I really like that guy, and if he says go check that out, I will check it out. Also, wonderful Ariel blue checkmark account at Proletaria1 on X, such an amazing source, such an incredible investigative journalist. He says, out of everything that has been exposed since the USAID debacle, this particular disclosure has to be one that would make you want to chew a tire and tree bark. How in the world did these people qualify for Social Security is beyond me. We're talking about people who were not even senior citizens. Gitmo has to do us a solid and give us an R-rated show. The Deferred Action for Parents of Americans and Lawful Permanent Residents, called DAPA, which was announced in 2014, DAPA was intended to grant deferred action status to undocumented parents of U.S. citizens or lawful permanent residents. This would have allowed them to apply for work permits, thereby potentially contributing to Social Security through taxes. However, DAPA was blocked by court actions and never implemented. So how in the world did they qualify for Social Security? This is insane. And most of them were not even senior citizens. Yep. So now also we see that President Trump has just recently announced that he's going to be removing the illegal immigrants that are currently on Social Security. And I say good to that. Very good. All right. Now, Barron Trump News, blue checkmark account on X, yesterday posted, Trump just exposed the largest transnational criminal organization in human history. These people are engaged in money laundering, regime change, WEAPON development, psychological operations, and more. Spoiler alert, they are also responsible for C, and then put the number that comes after 18 along with C plus that number, and Epstein Island. Ron Paul, blue checkmark account on X, said 2 days ago, nearly all mainstream media worldwide has been funded by the U.S. government under USAID. No wonder they all repeat the same things. Exactly, Ron Paul. It was a shock to me and to a lot of people. Not really a shock because I know how filthy and corrupt the BBC is. But when the BBC, the day after the USAID was exposed by Doge and cut off by President Trump, the BBC put out a big whining post like, how are we supposed to continue on if you withdraw the USAID dollars to fund us? I mean, hello? People were like, the BBC, could that be true? Yes, it is true. All right. Now, I want to say a few more things before I end this. USAID, funded by taxpayer money, funneled to George Soros and the World Economic Forum, backed agencies to destabilize the world so they can take over. But it's not going to happen. It won't happen. And also to people that are saying, and I know some of these people, unfortunately, personally, that are saying, oh, President Trump is fascist. This is a fascist regime. Never in the history of the world has a fascist regime drastically shrunk government and government influence and government power. Just try to have a brain in your heads, please, people, okay? It's so wearisome. Really is. Now, Frankie Aviles, a blue checkmark account on X, said, "So we're sending billions to fund sex changes, DEI programs, and media manipulation abroad, while Americans are told we don't have the money for Social Security, border security, or fixing our cities. USAID isn't, quote, aid, end quote. It's a globalist slush fund to bankroll the elite's ideological agenda at our expense. Senator Kennedy is right. Elon Musk deserves a medal for exposing this corruption." And a very good quote that came from Mike Lee, checkmark account on X. He said, "Government isn't God. Government transfers of wealth aren't charity. Socialism isn't love." Exactly. And here's just a reminder. Maybe most of you have seen this. It was when actually the real, authentic Joseph Robinette Biden was still alive, and he was vice president. This being was unalived in December 2020, and I've already explained that. Some of my other, you can go watch some of the Real or Controller series clips I have on my YouTube channel, because I'm not going to go into it right now. But I call the fake one, who was at first a clone, who was then unalived. Then face mask actors, I call them all JoJo. So this was not JoJo, though. This was the real satanic cabal pedophilic pedivore Joseph Robinette Biden when he was vice president. We've all seen this clip. I say we all, but people, I think many people have seen it that do independent research, and it's still available, so you can look it up for yourself. Don't use Google, don't use Wikipedia, use Bing Brave browser. And then go check it out. You can look at it maybe up on YouTube or on Rumble or BitChute. Yeah, you can see it for yourself. It's short. There is Vice President Biden sitting on a stage, just boldly. They have no shame. He threatened to withhold a $1 billion USA-funded guarantee, a loan, unless Ukraine fired the prosecutor who was investigating his son's company. You know, Hunter Biden's Burisma corrupt nonsense. And Victoria Nuland funded the Ukraine coup with USAID money. USAID is at the heart of the war between Ukraine and Russia, and it really is, but there's many other things that are at the heart of the war with Ukraine and Russia. And once again, I've already gone into that on earlier clips, and it's just outrageously incomprehensible that still to this day, so many people really believe that Russia is the bad guy invading Ukraine. They don't know the history of Ukraine and Russia. They don't know what the Khazaria Mafia is and that Ukraine was Khazaria, and the revenge factor that the satanics have against Russia for kicking them out of Khazaria finally in the 1700s, someplace they consider their homeland. They don't know where the Khazaria Mafia is originated from. Go look at my Controller series, and it's a series, and it will explain more about that if you choose to, if you want to. And then let's see if there's anything else I want to share on this. Well, oh yes, yikes. Maybe, should I share this? I want to. Okay, so with all this corruption coming out, and I mean, it's been shown for a long time, but now this is really being seen by a lot of people. You know, this is not just in America with our government. I mean, our country was hijacked in 1871 and turned into a corporation, turned into, in all caps, as all corporations are laid out legally with their Marine Admiralty satanic system. The republic, the constitutional republic, called in regular capitalization, as you usually do in the English language, when just the first letter of each word is capitalized, not in all caps like corporations are. But it was our constitutional republic was called the United States for America, and it was hijacked by the satanic elite, by the Rothschild devil global central banksters and the Crown of England. It was hijacked in 1871 and turned into a corporation called the United States of America. So that's foundational, and you should really know that if you don't know that. You should really, that helps you to decipher and understand so much of what's going on. But anyway, so to participate in this, you pretty much have to be corrupt. And if you're not just naturally coming from, if you look into the history of most of the US presidents, oh geez, they're all cousins. They're all coming from French and English royal houses. Like, how did that happen? I thought we fought these American Revolution to get away from being under the thumb of the crown. So what's going on here? Yep. So as George Carlin, the comedian, said, it's a big club and you're not in it. Right. But anyway, so let's just say that you were someone who wanted to be in government and you thought you could do something good, or you're partially good. You're maybe more normal. You're not from a satanic cabal family originally. I don't know, because I don't know the stories of every single person, but I'm going to tell you the story of one person. And this is really sad. This twisted my heart, but there is you can look this up for yourself. There is a whistleblower who was, since she was a child, her name is Jennifer Guskin, Guskin. She's recently come out and shown a lot of proofs and starting to do videos and showing things and proving things and talking about things. It's really hard for her to do because she was satanically, ritually abused and passed around by the satanic elite, pedophiles and pedivores, as per usual, as a sex slave and other things. So she was recently recounting, and she is, you can look her up on X, or you can go on Rumble and look up Jennifer Guskin and look up SRA or sex slave, and you'll pull up her testimonies. So she pretty recently came out with, let me just tell you the story. She was saying that there was a man that when she was a girl, very young girl, a sex slave, being raped in the basement of in Washington, D.C., of right in the Capitol there, as she was being actively raped, I probably shouldn't say that word, there was a grown man, who was being pulled down by some, she didn't call them, satanic minions, but I'll call them that, the strong men. They're pulling this grown man down the stairs to this area where she was already having that done to her, what I said. And as they pulled him down, this man saw that his entire family was also in that basement area. They were all lined up against the wall. And all of his family members. And she heard him being told by these satanic minions, these evil foot soldiers carrying out the orders of their bosses, that what he had to do, this man who was there, is that he had to RAPE the little boy who was bent over a chair there. He had to RAPE him. And there was also a cameraman next to the family that was lined up against the wall. There was a cameraman recording everything, as they do, as the evils do. They record everything because they use it not only to blackmail each other. Yeah, they blackmail each other. They're always vying for power. But it's how they also honeypot and blackmail other beings, so that you always have to do their bidding. And we see this all throughout the world, in Hollywood, in the music industry, in politics, in the CEOs of large corporations. Anyone who's been given large name and fame and allowed to in this platform, they are generally operating with some agreement that they've been compromised, and so they just have to do the bidding, right? Or some of them, want to. But in this case, this man obviously was being forced. So anyway, let me go back to the story. So after the satanic minions, the strongmen holding this man, told him what they wanted him to do on camera. And they said, if you don't do it, you will watch all of your family members being unalived right now, and then you will be unalived. And Jennifer Guskin, telling the story, didn't say this, but you can imagine, because they're so sadistic and evil, that they would do something. They wouldn't unalive them nicely. It wouldn't be a quick unaliving. It would be something hideous, and it would be filmed, probably to scare anyone else that wouldn't comply. So it would be torturous and something horrible. And they said about the little boy that was bent over waiting to be treated in the way that they asked this man to treat him. They said, don't worry about him. He's used to it. And they said, like I said, if you don't do this right now on camera, what will happen to your family and to yourself? Now, this is the part that really was so heart-wrenching, other than visualizing this scene, this horrific scene, is Jennifer Guskin, who was recounting this, who was the little girl that was being raped already there on camera. She said she had never heard a grown man cry so much as this man. She said, I had never heard a grown man cry so much. And she'd been present to many horrific things. So this man was Bernie Sanders. Now, right before this, I've been exposing Bernie. I've had a lot of people that were just leftist, Marxist yo-yo heads, some people that I knew that were just idolizing Bernie Sanders years ago and saying, he's amazing and all this and that. And they wouldn't even listen when I tried to show them in June of 2020, when the FEC, when you have to publish your findings of your top recipients of the money, when the ridiculous BLM, Black Lives Matter, that, yes, Black lives do matter, so do all lives, but this organization was never about helping any Black person, as future proofs past, as now if you look and see what's happened to that organization. They never helped anyone. It was another just a thieving operation. Anyway, Act Blue, which was the site that BLM on their official website, and I had proof of all this. I showed it all. I kept screenshooting it and sending it to people, and they just wouldn't even want to look at it. Like, it's like they just want to keep believing their own lies and their own brainwashing. But on the official BLM site, like in 2019 and 2020, if you wanted to donate, on their page, you would be automatically directed to an organization called Act Blue. So that's how you had to donate. There was no other way. Now, Act Blue had to publish in June of 2020 via FEC rules, like I said, their top 10 recipients of the monies they received from people donating. And all the top 10 donors were all, at that time, candidates, Democratic candidates vying for the presidency, with the exception of Bernie Sanders, who is I think the Libertarian Party or something like that. Wasn't officially Democrat. But is everyone like Elizabeth Warren and Pete Buttigieg and Amy Klobuchar? These are the people. None of them are Black. And they were all Democratic. They're all white. And they were all getting huge cuts of money to try to become president. And Bernie Sanders was at the top of that list, with something just under 200,000. The second one was Joseph Biden, and all of them had like somewhere between $150 to almost $200,000 that was claimed for that year from BLM. So, I was showing that. My point is that, and also, how did Bernie Sanders, as a senator from Vermont, have all these mansions and huge wealth like we see that's not coming from their government salaries? And you're saying, you don't have to be a genius to go, oh, okay, that smells. So I was never a Bernie fan, but then when I hear this story, it really does twist the heart. So then obviously after that, he went along. It's a hideous choice, but he went along, and then he was part of the system. But I have to share that story. And how many times has that happened? You can only imagine. So anyone who wants to go into the machine, especially of politics, or say, I'm going to try to make a change, or I'm going to do something, that's not going to be really allowed until President Donald Trump, backed with the Clooney Lincolns and huge white hat global military alliance. And this is even way far beyond. It's not even about politics. It's divine command. This has been prophesied in all ancient cultures. You can look it up in so many, that this is the time. They call it the end times. It's not the end times for humanity, who've been enslaved by the satanics for thousands of years. It's the end times of the satanics, the evils and their minions. That's what this end time is about. The apocalypse, from the Greek, as I say so often, it means the great unveiling. That's what the apocalypse means, the great unveiling. Take off the rose-colored glasses, wipe the scales from your eyes, see the truth. Think of the Wizard of Oz story, pulling the curtain back on Oz. What's behind Oz is this tiny little man manipulating everything. You have to see the truth for what it is. And it's a great truth, because even though, like, it will bring you to your knees, especially when you learn about the children, what's been going on for thousands of years, that breaks everyone's heart. But it's only from knowing that foundational truth can you then begin to support what is really uplifting and what is really wholesome and what is really for we the people of this world, not just of America, but for this world, and not against it. Like I say, stop mistaking angels for demons and demons for angels. That's what the apocalypse is about. All right, I'm going to end this clip now with the closing prayer, like I always do in Sanskrit and Telugu. What I'm saying is, God bless all beings in all worlds. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. It all begins with inner peace. No matter the rocking and rolling of what we call the outside world, we have to do our best to try to remain some balance of peace within us. We cannot have peace in our world if we're all continually riled up, chaotic, and swirling inside like roller coasters gone mad. We have to know how to have some kind of peace, some kind of surrender. And that doesn't happen without having a relationship with God, with your Mother, Father, God, Creator. It doesn't happen without that. That's the truth. That's the good news, though. I'm sending you all of my love. God bless you and yours. Much love and hugs to you and yours. I will see you when I see you. Bye-bye for now. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.